Welcome back to my channel, and today I want to talk about the thermostat of what's going on here in Southwest Washington. For those of you who have been on the fence on whether you should buy now, wait, I mean, after all, interest rates aren't everybody's favorite at the current time. You will want to actually keep listening to see whether right now you should be purchasing. What in the world is going on in Southwest Washington? What can you do now to actually get more bang for your buck while the market's a little tight, tension, kind of weird right now? There's so many words for what's going on right now with the market, but how can you take advantage of it? And that's what's most important. So you want to stay tuned because we're going to talk about that right now. Hi, I'm Shastine, your local Southwest Washington realtor here in Vancouver, Washington and the surrounding areas. And today I want to talk to you about what my clients specifically are encountering as they are actually out looking and purchasing homes, both in new construction and with pre-existing. And when we go out to look at homes now, we kind of go out with a little bit different plan in mind, because now we want to get a little bit more bang for your buck, and absolutely you can do that here in Southwest Washington. Now, I do want you to know we are not like other states that you hear of in the news where homes are $100,000, $150,000 lower. Everybody's, just leaving the state. What you need to know about the market in Southwest Washington right now is that we are up on inventory only about 3.5 months, meaning if we don't list another home, we'd run out of inventory. Now, normally that's called a seller's market, because a buyer's market's anything of 5 months of inventory or more. And in the previous years, sellers have gotten a little, overconfident because we had very little inventory. In fact, in 2023, we had inventory hovering between 1.5 to 2 months in our peak season. And now behold, 2 years later, where it should be a seller's market according to the amount of inventory, it is not, because we're not having the equal amount of buyers or a higher amount of buyers looking to purchase. So what does that do for you as a buyer who might be looking to relocate into the area? Well, you're going to want to do a couple things when you go out to look at homes to see whether you can get more money. And here's just a few different tips that some realtors may be using, some may not, to be able to get you a better deal, better maybe finishes or quality done for you in a home, or just keeping more money in your pocket. So I'm going to share those tips with you right now, so that if you're looking to relocate into the area or buy right now within the area, certainly give me a call, because I would love to work with you in doing some of these little tips. So let's just start with tip number 1. Now, tip number 1 will take place like, let's say a home just opens up into the open market, brand new, 0 days. Well, you could go in and make an offer, full price offer on that home. And then of course, what would take place is when you do your inspection, a lot of times, sometimes, especially in pre-existing, there are things with the home that may need to be replaced, whether that is the roof, for instance, maybe siding that needs to be done, maybe some crawl space work. And so we have seen some instances where the buyer will go in, and of course, maybe the roof has 5 years left, and they'll go in and still get bids, and then they will ask that seller to actually reduce the price of that roofing inspection, and then get a much less price of a home, while they still may have 5 years left. So that may buy them 5 years of time. Or they can even do what's called a roof certification, where they can have a roofing company come back out and extend the life of that even more. And that is just one way that some buyers are coming in and getting less off of the purchase price, even though they're coming in right when it's first listed and they're wanting that house, but that seller may not actually go off of price for them. In this case, that is a way that they can get a lower price after they have secured the property. Tip number 2, if the property's usually on average been on the market maybe 20, 30, 40 days, seller has not done a price reduction, then of course you could go in and you can offer less of the property, or you could go in and ask for both a buy down or closing cost concessions to be able to maybe take less out of your pocket to the closing table at title, or of course to buy down that interest rate for a year or two so that you can maybe save or do other things with your money, and then when it reforecasts, maybe by that time interest rates will come lower and you could actually refinance it lower. And so some buyers are coming in and they're doing that so that they can actually make it more affordable, and they're also making sure that they are negotiating still some of those repairs, needed repairs, structural, mechanical, or safety. Now, in this scenario, it's not going to be as likely that if you got $23,000, that whether you're using towards closing cost or buy down, if you got that much money, you might not be able to go in and say, hey, there's 5 years of a roof left and I want you to reduce it another $16,000, $18,000. That might not be a successful turnout for you, but it does depend on the negotiation skills of your agent. This last one has to do with new construction. Now, a lot of times builders do not want to reduce the price of their home unless it is already completed. It's called move-in ready homes. In that scenario, you can absolutely get a deal on the home and ask for a lower price than what you see on the website, or maybe when you walk into the model home with your agent, should have a real estate agent with you representing builders for a plethora of reasons. More importantly, what you need to know is certain builders, even in the pre-sale phase, what they're doing right now is because they're seeing a build-up of homes, meaning that they have lots that are a little bit slower selling. Their spec homes are kind of coming to completion and they're not quite sold yet. So what they're doing is they're now offering some just under 5% interest rates for 30 years. Some of them could be 4.5% interest rates. Plus they're giving $25,000 worth of incentives to go towards your upgrades and certain special features in the home. And so that is a way that you can actually look into getting a deal with new construction, where normally if we weren't in the type of market that we're in, you would not be able to, be as successful getting. So I just wanted to come on just really quick and just to give those people who are looking and determining, should I buy right now, should I not? Right now is a great time to buy if you want to buy, period. And can you get a good deal even though you're buying at a higher interest rate? Yes, absolutely you can, because sellers are feeling it, and that's when buyers should be using that to their advantage in purchasing a home. Now, ultimately, I cannot stress enough, it is very important that you have a real estate agent that is very experienced in knowing how to negotiate, how to structure the offer so that it's not a sticker shock to that seller at the time that they get it. And more importantly, it's really important that the agent knows how to communicate really the overall goal of their client to that listing agent, which is why you should have your own real estate agent represent you, because a listing agent would not be able to do any of this for you. But that agent, buyer's agent, will be able to actually give enough confidence, even though we're asking for everything, about keeping that transaction smooth, guaranteeing a close. And after all, that seller doesn't want to have the home on the market forever. So at least even though they're taking less, they're able to have closure, right? So anyway, these are just some of the things that I do, other agents have done to be able to get more bang for the buck for their buyers. And so I just wanted to jump on really fast and kind of do a little bit different video and just let you know what's going on right here. Absolutely buyer's market, even though our inventory is tight, still a buyer's market, and there's ways to be able to get in now at today's prices versus if things flip around, actually paying higher prices down the road. So I hope that this has been helpful for you, and until next time, have a great home buying and selling day.